Welcome back to the Student Hub Live. Well, it's been a fantastic event, and in 15 minutes we're going to kick you out. But don't worry, because there are plenty of ways that you can keep in touch with us at the Student Hub Live and also with the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences. And in this end section, we're going to look at the variety of ways that you can keep in touch and a variety of resources for you that you can draw on in your studies. So fill in our word cloud with some of the things that you found useful today, and let us know whether or not you'd recommend an event like this to other students, and if you'd come to another event like this as well. And keep chatting with HJ and Najibullah on the hot desk as well. And Damon, you've returned to the dark side with Rachel to conclude this session, so welcome over here. So we wanted to pick up some of the key ways in which students can keep in touch with the faculty. And one of them is the qualification website. Yes. And we've been talking about the importance of qualifications. What is that all about, and why should students look at it, Rachel?
So I think quite often students at the Open University, they know what module they're studying at any one time, and it becomes a really module focus. And one of the things that's really good to think about is actually they're on a study journey. Yeah. So they're on a qualification, and so we have a space called Study Home, which is the qualification website, and every student has access to one. And there's so much information on there, really, really good ways to connect with each other, ways to find out a bit more about the qualifications, and really good advice actually about what next, and thinking ahead. And once I've finished this qualification, where could I find, what ideas do you have? And while you're doing the qualification, kind of looking forward as well, what have other OU students who've done my qualification done afterwards? Because I think that's quite useful as well, to kind of pick up some ideas around that. So it's a really good place to go to regularly to find out what's happening. There's a little space on one side where it shows your modules, the current modules you're doing, upcoming deadlines and things like that. So you still have that information on the screen, but also other news and what's going on both in the school you're in, the faculty you're in, and the university. So there's loads going on, loads of information. Great place to go and visit.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. We're going to take a look at one of those in a second. Oh, Chloe says, I seem too happy about kicking everyone out. I'm not, Chloe. And Anthony says, that's charming, I'll get my go. The thing is, it gets really tiring doing this all day, but we've got loads of other stuff lined up for you, which I'll tell you about in a minute. So I'm not happy about kicking you out. I'm thoroughly enjoying myself. But I do want a cup of tea. And a biscuit. Yeah. So this qualification website, let's take a look at one of these, because you mentioned there were various different menus and sort of spaces for students as well. So let's take a look and see what it looks like. In just a minute, we'll find that for people here. So this is the qualification website called Study Home, and we can see lots and lots of different tabs and tips. I mean, you can't break that, can you, Rachel? That's got lots of news and stuff coming up. Yeah. How often should students look at those? And are there any areas, I mean, you've mentioned some of them, but any areas they should pay particular attention to?
So I think what's good to know is the fact that it's got that box that talks about your modules means that it's a useful place to go to whenever, because you won't miss an important upcoming deadline because it'll have that there. I think go as often as you want. There are some forums under Connect. There's a tab called Connect, and there's some forums, so you can go and have a look at them. For students who are studying at full-time intensity, so that would be 2 modules. This year, we have a lot of resources for students that are studying in that way, and a dedicated forum for students who are studying more than one module. So go and have a look at that stuff, the resources. There's a deadlines planner, so you can see how your 2 modules sit against each other in terms of TMA deadlines. There's a forum, as I said, you could subscribe to the forum. So dip in and out of it, but it's up to you how often you want to go and explore them. I think, great to pop in once a week and just see what's coming up.
Fab. Now there's also news and events as well. So that sounds really super exciting. What's in the news and events tab? And we'll take a look at that as well.
Yeah, so there's lots of things that are going on in the school and also the faculty. So there's things like the Student Hub Live events are advertised there, and so you can find out if there's one coming up that you might want to go and to come and join in on again. So other news that's coming up, events that are happening at the university or in psychology and counselling. So again, it's a really useful way of just keeping in touch with what's going on more broadly than just your own modules news.
Yeah, no, it's really important, isn't it? We've also got social media.
Yeah.
So that's great. So Damon, tell us about that, and particular Twitter.
The faculty and psychology both have their own Twitter handles. So if you're going to follow both of them. You'll get more specific stuff to do with psychology and counselling on the psychology Twitter account. Because both accounts follow each other, you'll never miss stuff that way. The FAS account, we tend to promote things that the academics are up to, things related more widely to TV programmes or events, seminars that you might want to go along to, a whole host of different things actually. So the two Twitter accounts, follow both of them, that way you won't miss out on anything.
Because Twitter's a really academic thing to do, isn't it? I don't know quite why everyone likes to be limited by 140 characters, but it seems to be something which possibly isn't a bad idea.
You can do more now. You can do more than 140
oh, really?
characters.
I didn't know that.
It's expanded out. But the psychology and counselling academics are on Twitter as well, and they are constantly telling people about what it is that they're up to. So if you're interested in what the people are doing that have written the material that you're studying, it's a great way to find out what they're interested in, what's coming up next, what they're writing, and it's a really good way to get involved with it.
Brilliant. Sally's trying really hard to stay steady and listening, but her toddler and her dog are really fighting with her. I know, and that's a really common thing, Sally. But you've just got to sort of focus, I guess, and multitask on things. We both know these challenges, Rachel, don't we?
Absolutely. Yep.
So Twitter's a really great way, I guess, of just keeping up to date with things, and it's a really nice way, I guess, over time you just feel more connected to stuff, you know what research is going on and what events are happening as well. But Facebook is another really, really good one, because often, you know, we take bite-sized chunks of information now on our social media, so it's a really common way of staying connected to stuff. So people can friend the FAS Facebook page just by looking it up, I guess. What might they expect to see on that?
We put all kinds of things up there, actually. It's quite sort of lightweight. What are you up to? What are you excited about studying? What are you thinking about at the moment? That kind of thing. But we also
ceremonies you can see there as well.
We put it at the graduation ceremonies. We put it at videos. So we share some of the videos from the main Open University page, but we also embed some of the videos as well. And there's again academics. We've produced what we call Who's Who videos with individual academics, and quite a lot of the psychology and counselling academics are on there, and they're talking about who they are, what they've done, why they do it, so why they do the teaching they do, why they do the research that they do, and all of that goes up onto the Facebook page.
Brilliant. Now, some students, they might get Facebook groups, and I think it's a really important thing to sort of touch on, because very often students will form their own, like, un-OU moderated Facebook and WhatsApp groups and things, and for some people they're really helpful, but for other people they aren't.
Yeah, I think that it's so positive to be able to speak with other people that are doing the same module as you, to be able to kind of chat about what you're reading about, to sort of panic together if you're nervous about something, share, time management tips, because we all, learn from each other, and it's so nice to have that support. So there's a really positive side to it, and I think they're great. I think the other side of it is just to be aware that people might say something on these groups and it might not be absolutely right, and because they're not moderated by anyone in the OU, if somebody says something and they accidentally get it wrong, we have no way of knowing that. So just always be really careful if somebody's talking about some specific thing to do with, word limits or something like that, and go back to your materials, check with them, and if it's unclear, ask your tutor. Or if it's something else that you're concerned about, somebody's posting something, you've got a student support team, but I would say I always say to students, just take information that's shared there with a pinch of salt, because people don't always say things correctly, or they may know what they meant but it didn't come across that way, and just be careful. If anyone is talking about the TMAs and actually sharing answers, be really careful, because there is you need to be just not sharing actual. It's fine to talk about assessments, but don't steer away from anybody who's sharing answers. That's really important.
There's students' activity online is sort of regulated by the OU student computing code of conduct, so people should adhere to that. And it's the same whether you're on OU forums or whether you're out on social media, people should be adhering to it, just to make sure that everyone's all okay and it's a safe place for people to discuss things, really.
But a great place for support, and just knowing somebody else who's up late at night finishing the same TMA as you and can just go, who's ready for a cup of tea? You know, I think there is that really positive side of it as well. So it's balancing, isn't it? And just being aware of those challenges.
But Damon, that sounded really severe, actually. Adhere to the OU computing code of conduct. Because if you said that to me, I'd be like, oh no, you know, what's going on? What do you mean by that? And how do people know if they're being, you know,
the guidelines,
over
the guidelines are available on Student Home, so you can access those. It's just really to make sure that people behave well towards each other. The last thing you want to do is go onto the forum and then say something inadvertent and everyone pile in and attack you. That's not what we're about. It's not what the OU is about. We're open to people, places, methods and ideas, and that's embedded through it all. So it's really just to make sure it's a safe place for people to go and discuss things, really. And if you want to talk about dog biscuits and cups of tea, then absolutely fine. But if you also want to talk about your study worries, brilliant. Get on there and do it.
Brilliant, excellent. Now, there are two other areas that I wanted to ask you both about as well. One is the blog, and the other is the YouTube channel as well.
Yeah, Psychology has its own blog, which you can link to from the psychology pages on the website, and that covers the whole gamut of what the department and the academics are up to. So at the moment, I think there's an introduction to new staff. There's some stuff on the awards that some of the academics have been nominated for. There's some stuff on some of the module material that's being written. So again, this is what we are, this is what we're doing. Come in, have a look, see what we're all about, really.
And it's really interesting to read some of the pieces on there, which, you know, often you're reading sort of, I guess, in academic context. And we've been talking about assessment and writing in your own words and writing to people who don't maybe understand things in the same way as a psychologist might, for example. And on those blogs, you know, it's academics actually taking issues that are happening right here and then say, this is my take on it.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And it covers the whole gamut of things, from whether you should be using your mobile phone whilst you're driving, through to what's happening with Brexit and how people feel about it. So there's a whole range of different things going on.
Yeah. Now, the YouTube channel is also great. And one thing I used to do, in fact, I still do, is I like watching like educational YouTubers. I was like, if I'm cooking or, you know, on the turbo or something like that, I was thinking, I'll put some videos on. And the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences have a YouTube channel, of which a lot of this content is on as well. But what else might students expect to see there? Yeah,
I mean, we share what Student Hub Live have on, and we link across to the Student Hub Live link. But again, we've got a whole range of different things. So we've got some of the open talks that the university has done. We've got introductions from the academics. We've got little animations that have been produced. We've got some new videos on the qualifications. So that again, it's a whole range of different things that really get in there, have a look. They range from between 2 or so minutes through to about an hour. So you can spend as much time as you like on there, really.
And they'll be updated. Yeah. You know, as new things are made, new things will go up. We'll talk about it on the news and events on the qualification site, and you can track right through. So we're nice and joined up thinking in that way. As Damon was saying, you know, the Twitter feeds feed each other as well, and it's, you know, I think it's just really nice as students to know what's going on, to know that they are a psychology student with the OU, not a D100 student, and only that, you know, they are on that
part of something
amazing. And there's loads going on. And again, I think when you're just studying one module and stuff, you can almost forget that there's loads of other stuff going on at the university. And it's really great to just have a bit more awareness about what's going on, so that you know if there's things you want to take part in or chat about or do yourself. So it's really good.
It can be a really isolating experience studying with the OU. But there are people here, and there are people in exactly the same situation that you're in. And even just sitting watching the TV, there'll be a programme that comes up, and you might not realise that the person who wrote the book that you're reading and studying at the moment was the academic consultant for the TV programme that you're just watching. And so it's getting that information around and feeling actually you're part of something that's much wider. We're a big university, and we've had a lot of students come through the doors. and it's great for people to come through.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's brilliant. Excellent. Well, some great stuff there as well. We asked you at home what you found useful today from our various sessions that we've been running. So let's see what you have to say about that. Meeting students is the key thing. Excellent. Seeing tutors, having the videos, feeling more confident. Excellent. Fear busting, student support, relaxed feel, study skills, meeting the team, talking to others, assignment weights, very important. Assessment section, seeing that the tutors are real, the community, our people's stories, loads of things, advice and tips, so informative, smiley face. Sconnell, yep, really, really good. Information friendly, excellent. So some brilliant stuff there. And we've asked whether you'd recommend this to other students. Most of you have said yes, so we're very pleased about that. And we've asked also if you'd like to come to another event like this. And again, most of you have said yes to that, which is good news because we have a whole range of stuff lined up for you. Tomorrow we've got an event for early childhood, youth and sports. So for some of you who are interested in developmental psychology, you might want to come along to some of those sessions as well, but there's heaps in store for all students. So if you've liked chatting to others, please feel free to join us tomorrow. On Monday, the 30th of September, we have our generic OU Refreshers Orientation event, and that's about everything you need to know as a new OU student. But if you're a continuing student, come along and welcome everyone else, because it's so great to share tips and also meet everybody. And we've got our Wheel of Ologies quiz, which I'm really looking forward to. Then on the 1st of October, we've got specific events for Access and for STEM and for the Faculty of Business and Law. And we have a huge range of online workshops, which are an hour in length. Some are in the day, some are in the evening. You need a ticket for those, so check those out on the Student Hub Live website. And they're all study skills related, so they're things about understanding the question, managing your time, all sorts of things there in store for you over the whole academic year. So do check that out on the Student Hub Live website. Right, HJ, how is everyone at home?
We're doing really well in the chat. As always, we found out that students are compelled by snacks. So Chloe's currently running off dark chocolate digestives, which sounds fantastic. And Anna has said, although she doesn't usually use social media, she did create a Facebook account to follow social sciences, and she's finding it really good to keep up to date. And Trin as well is following everyone on Twitter and is finding it a good medium to keep up with what's going on in this subject and keeping in touch with his university as well, which is fantastic. We found out as well that Najbulo is a part-time counsellor as well, and Anthony is looking to follow the same route, which is fantastic. And we've been getting lots of advice out of you, haven't we?
Yeah. There's a lot of love again as well in terms of the videos that you are showing there. So a lot of people are loving those videos there. And the other thing that's going on online there is top tips for succeeding as an OU student there for us. Yeah.
Brilliant. Oh, well, you've both done a fabulous job. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And thank you everyone at home for sharing and contributing. And you have made this a really nice, relaxed feel. So thank you for all your stuff, except Chloe, because our crew haven't eaten since first thing, and now they're all absolutely ravenous, Chloe. So thank you very much for filling us in on the delicious snacks you've got there. And I must say thank you, Rachel and Damon, for organising this, because you put so much work into this for students, and I think it's really clear how beneficial that has been for everybody.
Absolute pleasure. It's been great.
Yeah. So I'm going to end with a final piece of advice then that you can give to our people who are really super keen to get going.
Oh, absolutely. Go and have, you've got time to go
Not
through.
mention the food.
Get those biscuits out, get those stocks in the cupboard ready for when you need it, when you're deep in books. But yeah, no, go and explore your module website. Go and have a look at some of the different activities and things like that. Just go and explore while you've got this time before everything else gets going. Just go and have an explore of your module website and study home. Just see what's out there.
Brilliant. And Damon?
Absolutely. Your tutor will be in touch, so everything will move through the system. You'll get your tutorial dates all lined up. Yeah. Just relax, go into it, and you'll have a fabulous time.
Brilliant. And we've all done this before, and we're not dead yet, so it'll all be fine, won't it?
We'll come back again.
Oh, brilliant. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the show. It is an amazing journey that you're all embarking on. So thank you for coming and sharing your ideas. You can keep in touch with us on Student Hub Live by subscribing to our new email list. So if you haven't done that already, check that out on the Student Hub Live website. Just put your email address in and we'll mail you when we've got events coming up. And you can also look at our YouTube page, which I've mentioned before, has some great resources from both the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences, as well as other things like critical thinking and things that students really, really want to know about. So before modules start, it's time to get ready, get sorted, and get geared up for your studies. I hope it goes really well for you, and I hope to see you at another event very, very soon. But bye for now, and thank you for watching.